but nothing else. How does that happen? Of course it changes the food, just the same as cooking will change the food, but it's like carpet bombing. It kills all the bacteria on the food, good, bad, and friendly. So now what's happening, we never had listeria breaks out in dog foods. Never had listeria. But now what's happening is you've got this sterile meat, and there's no friendly bacteria, just like in the gut, to crowd out the salmonella and the E. coli and the listeria. That's how listeria is starting to happen in pet foods now. Yeah, so it actually sterilizing those foods is not always, never the best idea. Yeah. So, yes?
We're talking about organ meat, and naturally it occurs 30% in 30% of the diet. What's your, I know this is a bad question, because you keep all your organs, but we have limited access to organ meat.
Yeah.
What's your go-to organ? Like
Liver.
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 You grind it?
Yeah, I do. I grind it so that, just so I can get it all together. Right, because and I'm lazy. I don't want to cut it. So I get you know those I get those big BPA food tubs, right? And so and I'll do my meat, and I'll just put my organ meat on top, and it's
Anything
done.
else?
Right.
So liver, anything else?
Any particular animal liver parts?
Oh, not lamb. After liver, I would really try to get eyeballs and brains. And don't get hung up on this, what's secreting organ, right? People are like, oh, if it's secreting or if it's a gland, it's an organ. Like, no, just your job is to try to reconstruct an animal as much as possible. Don't worry about definitions. If you can find heart, and there's heart in animals, feed it, and feed it in the same percentage that it would be in the animal, about like 1-2% of his body weight. Liver would be about 2-5% of his body weight, right? So, you know, try to find as many parts of that animal and feed them in the same percentage that they would appear in the animal. Brain, about 1%. Eyeballs, a fraction. That's your job. Don't worry about whether it secretes, whether it's a gland, whether it's an organ. It doesn't matter. I don't care whether heart is a muscle meat or an organ or not. It's both. Muscles are organs. Did you know that? Muscles are organs. Everything's an organ. So feed heart, because it's in the animal. Every animal has a heart.
You can buy turkey hearts, you can buy turkey liver.
You can find beef heart.
You can buy a whole turkey.
I think most grocery stores carry grocery stores use turkey.
I can always find chicken ours.
Really?
Yeah.
But I buy whole turkey and I get
Little butcher. We don't have a lot of them around here.
But I go to the abattoir. I go right where the kill the cows. Right? Go to the abattoir where the cows go out and they never come. Where they go in and never come out.
Around here.
Yes. Yeah, slaughterhouse.
We do have small butchers and there are.
Everyone has a slaughterhouse.
Well,
Where?
There are probably 7 within driving distance of me.
Oh, yeah, not.
we have butcher shops, but I think most of it is done out west.
Yeah.
Where does your butcher his meat? Are you telling me your butcher ships all of his meat in from out west?
Chambersburg, I'm from Carlisle, but I'm not as much.
And I know even the grocery, there's a massive processing plant, like for giant foods, they have a
Yeah,
massive.
you don't want to go there.
Right, but I'm saying that's where all their meat comes in, it's processed at that one plant.
That's where you go.
And then they sell pubs.
Harry County, maybe.
Yeah.
A lot of them do.
What did you say, that's where you go? What did you say?
I don't know which one, but slaughterhouse.
But we don't have, there is, not that I know of.
Well, if you would
I'm not
talk
a
to some
country
of your
girl.
local farmers, they all have their own butchers that they use. They're not on display. You're not gonna know where those slaughterhouses are.
I drive in the city to
unfortunately.
go to slaughterhouse.
But I know we have butcher shops.
Within half an hour of
Yes.
me, there's a place that processes birds. You can get chicken backs there for $10 a box, a carton like this, right? And that's and if you went to your butcher and said I want chicken backs, that's where he's gonna order it from. There's another one that does lamb. I get my lamb necks and ribs from them. There are 5 minutes from my house. There's another one that I drive to that's an hour and a half away that does everything for me. There's like your butchers ask where your butchers are getting their stuff from, because you'll find those slaughterhouses, or join a raw feeding co-op in your area, cozy up to some people who are doing this, because there are slaughterhouses, or go to your local farmers, because your local farmers, they're sending their cows out to be slaughtered, and their goats and their lambs, they're sending them out to be, they're not sending them out west to be slaughtered, they're sending them to local slaughterhouses. Yeah. Right, so,
20 minutes from here, not enough.
hey guys, yeah, because what I'm saying is too, talk to the farmers, because it's the farmers that are gonna send their animals to the slaughterhouses.
And it's also.
Right, so if you talk to local farmers, ask them what slaughterhouses
One
are.
in Chambersburg I called before,
Okay.
and they just, I forget what it was something that I learned, and I was trying to get it for the cat, and they wouldn't for food.
So, they do their way with a lot of Amish places you can get like seven
Oh,
parts.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Amish stores, like, a lot of
You
Amish
probably
stuff.
have sources to get.
I'm at the farms all week long.
Yeah.
I'm running the farms all the time. And Shady Acres, by the way, is in the town. Shady Acres.
Haven't gone.
That's all
Do
they
they
do.
just have chicken or they have?
No, they have lamb and beef and turkey and pork and.
Oh,
So we get our
Shady
turkey.
Acres.
To walk through
Shady Acres, any town.
What's that?
I got,
Too
I
much
got
to walk
groceries
through
by
by
the
nature
groceries.
food.
Okay.
I just never made raw food. I
Yeah,
have
but
turkeys
made
at
it?
home right now, which I cook for my dog, but.
Oh, you cook.
How are you guys
But I
all
have
going
whole
here?
turkeys
Are-
and I
are
have them
we-
at home right
no,
now,
like
like
you
it's
wanna
not what
do
I
it
need.
and-
How many dogs do you
I
have?
want to hold people up if they're kind of in a
Oh,
hurry, if you're
okay.
learning stuff
So
by all means.
take the turkey,
It's really, this is your.
throw it over the
Sunday.
fence, let your dog gnaw on it until he's had enough, and put the turkey in the fridge. And the next day, put the turkey out, let your dog gnaw on it until he's had a pound or two, put it back in your fridge.
Turkey necks, know what to do. We were talking about turkey necks, and I give my dog, and I used to hold it with like tongs, let him
Oh,
chew
no,
it.
no.
He swallows the whole thing whole, and I'm so afraid he's gonna just like choke on it and die.
No, I've had that, you know what happens is, they just throw them up. If they have bone in their stomach that they can't digest, they just throw it up.
Okay.
And they often eat
I'll hold it with a
again.
tong and we play tug of war with it, he chews it, and all of a sudden he just grabs it and
Yeah.
swallows it whole.
You have to be careful with the size of the bone, right? So in general, really big or really small. Try not to get anything that's gonna get lodged in the throat. But if they consume larger pieces of bone that they can't get up, first of all, give them arnica and aconite together, 1 M. And, but normally you don't even need to, they just throw it up. It's, dogs are very well equipped to do that. Yeah. But yeah, you can just, it's a cool, I wish I had the video, but it's from so long ago, but I came across some whole, free-range birds, and I just throw the whole bird into my little litter
Cooked or
of
raw?
puppies.
Oh,
Raw,
raw, the bones.
And the puppies are like,
Ah.
and they just demolish it, it was awesome.
You'd be
watching
like,
them
what the
take
hell is
apart.
that?
Yeah, because I mean, there's lots and lots of people that just take whole goat carcasses
You
and
would
throw them over
touch
the fence for their dogs.
We
Like,
tried,
it
we
can't
tried
be that
little
simple.
squirrel, and the dog just kind of stared like, what am I supposed to do with it?
Put out a bowl and they nibble.
Oh, no, he ate raw, but
So,
not a whole bird.
speaking of the, the necks and the parts, I'm gonna go back to the teeth. What do you recommend just for them self-cleaning their teeth?
Usually like bones will just do that, right?
But,
So,
softer bones like the neck or something, because we had given our dog like, I don't know, like soup bone.
Ah.
And you know what, and not realizing, and she wore down the fronts of her teeth, and the bone,
yeah.
and that was like, give her more of this stuff, because she hasn't, he wanted to put her to sleep and clean her teeth if they didn't improve because there was some plaque on them, but I don't think it's enough to do. It was like, oh, no, I'm not going that way yet, so
what kind of dog do you have?
we have a collie.
Okay. You have to be aware of tennis balls, like dogs that carry balls a lot, that'll really wear the teeth
She's
down.
not.
But, yeah, my dogs are pretty much just, I have Labradors who chew a lot, that, like, my Chili loved chewing on sticks. She'd chew it, chew, right? She always had a stick and she'd be chewing on it and just playing with it. And she had, a lot of my older dogs, because they live longer, have just like little nubs by the time they're done. So, I just put them on pre-made, right? So, but, in terms of cleaning the teeth, that's why I really like beef neck bones, because then they have to kind of get in all over the place. But if you're feeding something like a turkey neck, yeah,
Yeah,
never
well,
say
I'm-
chicken.
Well,
But,
I'm talking about,
yeah.
we'll go with this cruelty.
Yeah, so like a turkey neck or a whole quail or a chicken back for those who feed those. Yeah, so there's a turkey neck there.
We always do, this is one of my farm runs. Do we tell you about this?
I know you had
Let it
chicken
spawn,
wings, but I don't know about
Oh, we
chicken.
have talked about, yeah.
Yeah.
This is what we call the nature's toothbrush, because it will keep their teeth clean. Freezers, yeah. We've been doing this
Just give it to
forever.
them outside then?
Yep, yep, and they'll do a better job than a soup bone.
I do it in the living room all the time. Yeah. These really do not make a mess. If there's a little bit of ice crystal on there, you get some pink water, but for the most part, it's not bloody. Not like the deer ribs that are currently, my dogs are chewing on because they bring those in the living room and I got blood all over the place.
I know, but labs are really,
Yeah.
Speaking of deer, you know, when I had time on my hands and less money, during deer season, I'd find the abattoir, the slaughterhouse where all the hunters would take their deer. And you would find piles of ribs
Oh,
yeah. See, I
and
found one
organs and,
there.
oh yeah, free.
The local
They're just like,
deer.
take it, just go for rendering.
Local deer butcher.
have to connect with you because I'm so squeamish. Like, I don't wanna go there and ask them for that stuff.
Oh, yeah, no. Turkey necks are really nice. Yeah, that's a mainstay. So the main bones that I give my dogs are turkey necks and veal tails, and lamb necks. I love them. Do you get lamb necks?
We have lamb,
Breasts?
No, we have bones.
well, I guess they are bones, aren't they? We don't have lamb necks or something.
Lamb necks are wonderful.
Just gotta find a good source for them.
Yeah, yeah, they're expensive.
As a treat or with it?
I've never been there.
No, that's, we call them raw meaty bones. So a soup bone would just be a treat.
Right.
But the raw dog, you have to get calcium into them. So if you're not feeding, and I will feed a commercial diet too, because right now I'm traveling, my husband is totally inept. I usually get messages like, hypothetically, what would happen if I didn't thaw food out for the dogs? It's like, this isn't a hypothetical, is it? You know. So
Asking for a friend.
yeah, so I do feed a pre-made raw. I work with a company that I know that has nice organic, they're nicely raised, but I feel that there aren't too many raw diets out there that have enough organ meat, so for me, I add organ meats to it, and then to offset that, so my dogs get enough calcium, then they get nice bones to chew on too. So I can do all of those things together. Helps me get the organ meats in there, but I've still got a nice steak, and I'm too lazy to mulch up fruits and veggies, so that's a good thing about the premixes, like the pre-made raws, is that they've got the fruits and veggies in there for you too. So for me, I'll add organ meats to it, and I'll just give them some bones, which they love to go outside and chew on. And then, especially if they're eating them outside, they're getting all the soil, right? And there's bacteria in the soil that your dog needs as well, and they'll just eat all those. In behind my house, there's an organic farm, a big one, and then when they're done for the season, my dogs will go up there and they'll eat all the carrots with all the dirt all over them, and the turnips. They love turnips. I don't know what it is.
Really?
Yeah, I got a whole bunch to bring home. Like I went up there and walked the dogs and said, oh, no, the turnips they left behind. I had like 6 of them I was going to bring home, and 2 minutes into the ride, I hear crunch, 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 crunch. It's like, come on, you're eating my turnips. But, what's that?
My dog doesn't like carrots or apples or anything like that.
Not all dogs do. A lot of northern breeds don't really feel that stuff. And whether that's because they're practicing zoo pharmacognosy and they don't need it, or whether it's just because they're just pickier eaters, I honestly don't know.
Can't do.
How long would you leave the raw meats outside before you say, okay, I need to take these away? Because our dog
It
just,
depends on
you know.
Who here has had like a maggoty bone in their house? You open up the couch cushion and there's like a maggoty bone in it. That's the worst.
in my
no-
bed, thank you very much.
Yeah. That's actually a good question. So the beef bones, I'm lazier about picking them up than I should be, but my dogs get enough bones that they don't get really, really excited about them. But if you've got a dog that's gonna chew and chew and chew and chew on that bone, they get brittle with time. So really after a couple of days, you're gonna wanna pick it up, because that's when it'll get brittle and your dog can break teeth on it.
So like the turkey neck, give it to her outside and sit there
2
3
seconds.
days now. Yes.
What? I have Labradors. 2 seconds.
Well, I know, yeah.
We got a
We're other
different,
breeds here.
breed here, she's not
You have a
really
collie?
big into that,
Yeah.
yeah.
A collie?
Yeah, she,
Oh, yeah, she should have that in one meal.
Right.
and how often would you give?
There's
her?
only been one time where I've had turkey necks out in the yard that actually have become just maggots and like, and then all the meat just comes off of it and then you just see the bone. It's like kind of disgusting. No, it's out, well, it's out in the yard, but it is kind of disgusting picking
Because
it
we
up,
was
but.
trying to swap it to raw,
Mhm.
and was doing with the answers.
Yeah.
And she'd go to her bowl and she'd pick out the answers, pick it out of her dish, and then eat the kibble. She just, it was hard for her
Yeah,
to
we're
get.
feeding both because
She
we
gets a little
just,
better now
Do
with.
you know why?
No,
Because they spend a whole lot of money trying to figure out how to get your dog addicted to it. So everything about kibble is first taste. Is that sniff test. So they spend a whole lot of money to make sure that when you put it down, your dog goes, oh, instantly. And with dogs, they normally do it with
she
sugar.
doesn't do that.
Fat. Right, but that's their job.
Yeah.
With cats, they actually use a chemical that's patented, and they've made probably millions and millions and millions of dollars on this. What the heck is it called? SAP. I can't remember the actual. It's SAP, and it is literally addictive. That's why it's so hard to switch. With dogs, they just normally do it with like sugar and salt and fat. But with cats, they love the taste of this chemical, this SAP, and it is highly addictive. And that's why you pretty much have to take your cat to the church basement to do the 12-step program to get them off kibble and onto raw, because they're literally addicted to their food. They're addicted to like the kibbles and bits, yeah.
That's why it's
So
hard to hide a pill in a pill pocket for a cat.
No, cats are just genuinely picky, but, but they
Kinda
are
jerks.
literally, yeah, they are literally addicted to their food.
I'm wondering if they would have a better success rate with the mime platters.
Yeah, you might, absolutely, yeah. But you know, if you've got a picky eater, just, if I had a picky eater and they weren't that hot on raw meaty bones, I wouldn't make them eat raw meaty bones. I would just give them the patties or the nuggets or whatever they like. You know. Or
she
make
hasn't
them.
got.
We don't know what she likes a lot of
She's doing Dr. B's.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know what you think of that.
Yeah.
But she is eating that now.
Yep, good.
So we're trying to get her
Yeah.
onto
Try to
that.
make her work for her food too. You know what's funny about, about dog training is if you make the food, like a reward, they'll like it more. So if you kind of ask her to do tricks and
She
training
loves
things.
to do that, so.
Oh, collie? Yeah, right?
loves her job.
Yeah, so make her work for her dinner and she might value it a lot more. Yeah. The other thing you can do is just pour some nice bone broth over top too, and that really helps with palatability.
But if you give her some type of stimulant, it's like, okay, where if I'm eating some meat, and I cut a few pieces up and put it in the bowl,
Exactly.
then she'll eat it
I
up.
always
Because it's
say,
a reward.
I
Right.
always say we need to prime her.
Yeah.
She'll look at it, she won't touch a thing, pick up a piece of cooked meat and feed it to her, and then she'll
Then she'll eat
much
it.
more.
Yeah, think about having her work for her meal, like have her do things for them, and that can be good
Because
because
she needs something to occupy herself in.
That's why we work so hard for money. Think about it. Money is not innately reinforcing to us. Money is just a piece of paper. And that's what happens with your dogs with training. Does anybody here clicker train? Yeah, so clicker training. Yeah. So the funny thing about clicker training is if you're a good clicker training and you consistently pair the click or any other bridge, if you pair that with the treat, your dog will actually work harder for the click than they will the treat. And that's why we work harder for money than any other reward out there. Money is not reinforcing to us at all, not even a little bit. But we've been trained that money is the click. Money is a click that gives us access to other things. So if you find a click and pair her meal with that click, it'll be really, really reinforcing. Yeah. Anything else, guys?
Oh. What's your hemp-oil brand like?
Yeah, BioStar has a nice hemp. It's manufactured in Canada. I give that to my horses, and I can't get it in Canada, but I do order the jug for my horses in Canada. I usually order these in Canada. So, yeah, BioStar. BioStar has a nice product. All their products are relatively nice. They list the country of origin for all their ingredients. It's a nice company. Yeah. right, so I think we're wrapping down. Thanks so much for coming out, guys. You're very, very welcome. Very
Well,
kind.
just private questions.
Yeah, and if you guys want to go to Raw Roundup, just go to, where should you go? Where should you go? Go to,
Would it be helpful if you had somebody send something to me via email that I can send out to them?
yeah, perfect. Let's do that. Watch your emails. Tam will send you an email and we'll
Because
figure out what we
you are all gonna get copies of this. as
Good, I was
well.
gonna ask
You're
you
gonna
that.
get copies of it. That's one, I'm hoping that is actually recorded, because it's my first time using it.
Thanks, Tammy.